But you're saying this isn't negotiated? Is this negotiating with the Iranians?
Our principle remains the same. The strategy and the goal remain the same, that they must halt the enrichment of uranium in order for there to be negotiations. And Secretary Rice has long said that that is her position, that if they were to suspend, that Secretary Rice would meet her counterpart any place, any time, and start to have negotiations once it was verified by the IAEA that they had suspended. Nothing has changed in that regard.
How can you say nothing's changed if you're sending over Bill Burns to even sit there? I mean, that certainly gives the Iranians
there wasn't a different
some
tactic. I said that the substance remains the same, but this is a new tactic, and we believe that this follows up on another new tactic that we used earlier on this summer when we sent over the incentives package, which is that Secretary Rice signed the letter along with the P5+1. The next step is for the political directors, of which Undersecretary Burns is one, representing Secretary Rice, will join in attendance with his partners at this meeting to receive the response from the Iranians.
Why is this different than what Senator Obama has suggested and sitting down and negotiating?
Well, our condition remains the same, that there will not be any negotiations unless they suspend their uranium enrichment.
And you just flat out say this is not negotiating, even though there's someone sitting there in the room with the Iranians.
The underlying, absolutely, because he's going there as a part of the international community, showing their unity when it comes to the underlying fundamental principle, which is that there will not be any negotiations unless Iran suspends its nuclear uranium enrichment.
Can you understand why people might look at what's happening now and go back and think about what the president said in the Mideast about those who negotiate with terrorists or talk to terrorists
as I just said,
as an appeaser?
Well, as I said, there is no negotiation here. We are going there, Undersecretary Burns will be there as a part of the international community, showing our unison that we are going to provide two paths for the Iranians from which to choose. One, that they could accept the incentives package, and then if it's verified that they have halted their uranium enrichment, then there will be negotiations. And that's what I would seek to explain to the American people.
But just one last one, I won't hog here. But you don't see that for the Iranian regime, this has got to be a pretty big deal, finally getting someone from the U.S. even sitting down there.
I think it shows the seriousness from which we've been trying to tell all of you for many months, which is that we want to solve this issue diplomatically. We seek to do so. We are going to continue to work with our international partners in unison, which is what we are going to do on Saturday. But the fundamental underlying principle is that there will not be any negotiations unless Iran suspends its enrichment of uranium.